In this holiday season, may we find the patience to forgive ourselves, to forgive those who do not do as we wish. We may find patience. May we find the wisdom to let it be.
Oh, how your splendor very bright, as joy that never yields to might. Oh, come and turn our hearts to peace, that greed and war at last shall cease. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come within as truth to dwell.
I have something special to share with you today. One of the things that you might like to know about me is I'm an artist. And one of the things that I do to center myself and connect to spirit is to paint. And I actually paint, so I don't just paint in an art studio by myself. I actually like to paint in a whole audience where people are singing or reading, and I'm painting alongside these people. And I call that live painting. It's where you actually get to see a painting be made right in front of your eyes. And I actually brought that painting with me today. But do you see it up here with me? No. So I'm actually going to walk to the back, and what I'd like you to do is follow your eyes to me, okay? And I'm going to hold the painting up, and I want everyone to just look at it from the very back of the room first, before I bring it forward. You understand? Okay. As I'm walking to this painting, a little context is this last month, I was able to be at a peace tree lighting ceremony at the Hershey Medical Center. I grew up in Hershey, and so that's a picture of me with the painting at the Med Center. We had young poets, we had choirs, we had Irish dancers there. It was beautiful, and it was filled with so much talent and joy and spirit. This painting poured out of me. So I'm going to hold this painting up really high. I just want you to get a look from it from kind of far away. Just take it in from here. One of the things about paintings is you can see something from far away, but as it gets closer to you, you might notice some other things. Reverend Jen, can you kind of be my little Vanna White? I gotta grab the booklet. So this painting, when you look at it now, do you see anything inside of the picture that you didn't see from far away? Yeah. Let's see. Yes. There's little words in yellow. Yeah, what do you see? White trees. What do you see?
You kind of see the outline.
Oh, you can see the outline better. Yeah, what do you see? Ooh, blue water. What do you see? You can point if you like. Yeah? Yeah, what do you see?
I see like this fire.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. Actually, so he sees a fiery chalice thing on top, which was actually exactly what I was going for. A little hidden in there. So someone said in the very beginning, there's words in this painting. Yeah. And one of the things that as artists do is we can view something from very far away. Woo. Oh, Flora. Oh, Flora. And as we get closer, we see things we didn't see before. So what I wanted to do was share the poem and the words that are inside this painting with you all. Okay? And I'm going to do this as something like a meditation. So something, who knows what meditating is? Casimir, what's meditating? Close your eyes or something. Anyone else have an idea of what meditating is? Yeah. Ooh, relaxation. Anybody else? Yeah. Yeah, meditating. Yeah, that's good. Demonstration. So, something that maybe we think of when we think of meditating is closing our eyes, being really silent, and being really still. Not always true. Not for me. When I'm painting, I am meditating for that whole time. And I am really in it. You could not interrupt me. But I'm moving, right? I'm making something. I'm listening. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it out here. So what I like to do with my paintings is then offer a visual meditation. So something where you get to keep your eyes open and you get to look around and you get to see things as you're listening. Okay? Yeah. Meditating is sitting down and reading to you. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share their way of meditating? Yeah. Taking a deep breath. That's a good one. I have to take a few deep breaths sometimes. So let's start with that deep breath. What we're going to do is get comfy so that you can see this painting. Unfortunately, Reverend Jen is going to do a visualizing in her head of this. And if you can't see the painting and you really want to see it, please get up. We tell you you can move in this space. So please move. This is a poem that was written by Judy Schaefer, and it was actually published in something called Wild Onions this year. And it's actually a magazine for doctors who submit their own art, right? It's kind of cool. So look at the picture and hear the words. No beginning, no ending. Just here and now, in between, dreaming, music playing, holding on slowly. Seagulls calling, loud with hunger, holding on, small raft, healing through the night. In between, now, awake, here, not ending, just beginning.
There's some other words on it.
There are.
Death, life, and more. Life and death.
So I heard you say that there's other words here, and this painting, because I think we could talk about this painting for a while. This painting is going to be out in the lobby while we're all decorating and ornament making, and you can take a look at it, and we can talk about it more, and you can ask me questions about it if you'd like. All right? Yeah. You see more words, yes. And that was actually, the words in the tree were a poem shared by a second grader at this vigil. Yeah. So I'll talk more about this, but I just wanted to share with you what I was thinking about when I thought about Advent, entering into this season, and especially today as we're decorating this tree. I wanted us to think about tree in the way of peace light and growing and changing. That's what I was thinking when I was painting this.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Our reading this morning is A Blessing for Traveling in the Dark by Jan Richardson. A blessing for traveling in the dark. Go slow if you can, slower, more slowly still. Friendly dark or fearsome, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. Then again, it is true, different darks have different tasks. And if you have arrived here unawares, if you have come in peril or in pain, this might be no place you should dawdle. I do not know what these shadows ask of you, what they might hold. That means you good or ill. It is not for me to reckon whether you should linger or you should leave. But this is what I can ask of you. That in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you be encompassed by the love that knows your name.
Thank you, Steve. It's hard to wait. Here we are sitting, perched at the top of this season of anticipation, though, of course, commercially, we have been prepped for the holidays for weeks now. So many things happening at the end of the year, things both sacred and secular, things big and small, things that loom large in our imagination, and those things that will surprise us. Okay, so how many of you have heard of the Whamageddon Challenge? Oh, come on, Whamageddon? No? Fine? Anyone? You may have if you've been on the internet, and if you're of a certain age, sorry. If you don't know this particular game, I'll give you a rundown. The game begins on December 1st, and it ends at midnight on December 24th. The object is to go for as long as you can without hearing the song Last Christmas by the group Wham. Only the original counts, so if you hear a cover, or if I sing it for you right now, you're still in the game. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Thank you. Thank you for doing the second special. It makes me very happy. But you're still in the game. And people share on social media the dates they finally heard it, how long they made it without hearing it, where they were when they heard it. It was an elevator. So personally, I like that song, so I don't really try to avoid it. When it happens, and it's kind of fun to notice how long it takes me every year to actually hear that song. I know some friends and colleagues play a similar game with any version of Little Drummer Boy, but we could go down that rabbit hole. But back to waiting. We play games with anticipation, like these song games. When will it happen? Can I avoid the song? Can I avoid the arrival of the thing? Can I extend the pleasure of the season? Can I use this as a way to avoid parts of this season that feel overwhelming, that feel like pressure and expectation piling higher and higher until it feels unbearable? Go slow if you can. Slower. More slowly still. Friendly, dark, or fearsome, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. Jan Richardson's beautiful poem is part of a cycle of reflections based on the seasons of the Christian liturgical year, and it's a beautiful way to start Advent, the season of waiting. The 4 Sundays before Christmas are a time of preparation in the Christian calendar and a time of waiting, a time to pause, a time to consider and to reflect. Yet we're so often told to hurry up in this season of the year to do more. And when we hurry up, we miss those times. How many of you or are still close enough to childhood or remember what it was like to be a child who had to wait for something, right? Anything, be it Christmas or Hanukkah or Yule or your birthday or summer vacation or anything that you really wanted to arrive. Don't you remember that feeling of excitement, like a pressure building in your chest? We can't wait, we can't wait. But we must wait. Go slow if you can. Slower. More slowly still. Go slower. The darkness is growing. Go slower. You do not know what is ahead. Go slower. What you wait for may arrive, but so may other things unknown and unanticipated. Friendly, dark, or fearsome. We know that darkness can be both, just as we know that flame can warm as well as burn. At this time of waiting, I wonder, what is it you are waiting for? What is it you are waiting for? Perhaps it is a specific day or holiday. Perhaps it's an event, the arrival of a loved one from afar. Perhaps it's the chance to give gifts or to receive them or both. Perhaps it's a special meal you're waiting for, a special tradition, a special book you always read, a special movie you always watch. Or are you waiting for the pause? Somewhere along the line, I stopped waiting for the Christmas holiday itself, and I started waiting for the general slowing down that accompanies it. Then I cleverly chose a profession where it's one of the busiest times of the year. But there is still a pause at the end of the year, the final week, that week between the celebration of Christmas and the start of the new year. I often find myself wishing for a national secular holiday that week where we challenge ourselves to do as little as possible. That we close schools and offices and most shops, that we stop buying and selling, and for a few days, we simply are. I do not know what these shadows ask of you, what they might hold that means you good or ill. It is not for me to reckon whether you should linger or you should leave. But this is what I can ask for you: that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you be encompassed by the love that knows your name. In the Christian season of Advent, the lectionary, which is that series of scripture readings that are followed weekly by most major Christian denominations, in this season, we spend a lot of time with Mary, the mother of Jesus, which makes sense. Who feels the sense of waiting for the birth of a baby in a more palpable or physical way than the mother of that baby? Any parent awaiting the birth of a child, whether they are the one gestating that child or not, anyone who eagerly anticipates a birth also feels other questions arise. Not just when will this child arrive, but who will this child be? What will this child bring with them? What will this child need? And what will I need to be able to meet their needs? Will this dark of waiting lead us somewhere friendly or fearsome? Will that light of fire warm us or burn us? We do not know. There is so much that we do not know. In fact, the common lectionary readings for today include this from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 13, verses 35 to 37. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or at dawn, or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. You do not know the day or the hour, right? That's not that exact quote, but that is a part of Christian scripture that even those of us not raised within that tradition, it has found a place in our popular culture. We aren't yet with Mary in this reading, but we are considering deeply what it means to wait. And not only to wait, but to anticipate, to be ready, to make ourselves ready. How do we make ourselves ready for something when we don't know what it is? Well, how do we avoid one specific song when Christmas music is pumped at us in every store in the land and elevators, right? We're awake. We are open to the possibility within every moment. We are open to the gifts that the dark may bring us, while also considering the special cautions the darkness requires. We're not rushing to judgment or to anything. We are moving slowly, slower, more slowly still. We are awaiting the pause, but we are awake and aware. We know who we are and what we are doing, for that is all the knowledge that is truly and freely available to us in each moment, and even that can feel unreachable at certain moments. Go slow if you can. Keep awake. We do not know what awaits us, but we can hold this blessing for each other, that what the darkness brings is welcome, that what we find, that what finds us, and that what we co-create together in the living darkness is an all-encompassing love at the center. So may it be.
One candle in the night, shining so true and bright, still a pure and brilliant sight. One candle lights the
So our gatherings in Unitarian Universalist spaces always begin with lighting a chalice and end with extinguishing it. But in this season where we honor the roles both light and darkness play in our lives, as we move through this season of festivals, praising the light and finding rest in the darkness, before we extinguish our lights today, we ask you to join in our seasonal responsive song.
Hope is a light. Hope is a light. Hope is a light that shows the way. Hope is a light that shows the way. Light the candle for hope. Light the candle for hope.
Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices, if you have lit them, with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Go slow. Slower. More slowly still. Take a piece of peace that we long for in the world. Try to cultivate it within your hearts, to bring it to those you meet as we move through this week until we return together. So may it be.